Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host Mr. Brody is here on a Sunday afternoon, September 24th, and today we're going to do another game from the Dead Ball era from the 1905 season, featuring the New York Giants. We'll feature some Ty Cobb too when he starts in his rookie season at the end of the year. But right now, the New York Giants are in second place, 2 games behind the first place Chicago Cubs, and they're currently in a series with the Chicago Cubs. And just to show you, let's see here. Team reports here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So they're currently in the 4th game of a 4-game series with the Chicago Cubs. They're 1-2 in the series in a 4-game set. And they're 2 games behind the Chicago Cubs with a 20-8 record. So without further ado, let's play the game. Mr. Brody over at third base. Third base coach's box there.
Welcome to Polo Grounds, where Chicago will take on New York. Chicago has won 9 of their last 10. Mordecai takes the mound for Chicago. He's made 6 starts on the year and is 5-0 with an earned run average of 1.96. His first start against New York. Hooks Wiltse will be on the mound for New York. He's made 4 starts on the year and is 2-1 with an earned run average of 2.38. His first start against Chicago. It's 71 degrees. Pitching for New York, Hooks Wiltse. Leading off for Chicago, right fielder Billy Maloney.
Alrighty, so the Giants have their work cut out for them today. They'll be opposed by Mordecai Brown, otherwise known as Three Finger Brown. Will take the mound for the Cubs. He's 5-0 in 6 starts with a 1.96 ERA. So Hooks Wiltse will start for the Giants, 2-1 in 4 starts with an ERA of 2.38. It is his first start against the Cubs. 71 degrees outside on May 15th, 1905. So let's get this game underway. So alright, so you line up for the visiting Chicago Cubs. And as you can see, we have Evers, the Tinkers, the chance we can do that today possibly. Been waiting to do that. Didn't get to do it last game. Only 1 game out of the 4 games did all 3 of them play, and that was last game. And they did not turn a double play, at least not that kind of a double play. So anyway, so Billy Maloney, the right fielder, will lead it off for the Cubs. Joe Tinker, the shortstop, will bat second. The player manager Frank Chance is the first baseman, batting third. Batting cleanup is today's the center fielder Jimmy Slago. Batting fifth is the second baseman Johnny Evers. Batting sixth is the left fielder Frank Schultz. Batting 7th is the switch-hitting third baseman Doc Casey. Batting 8th and catching is Johnny Kling. And on the mound batting 9th is Three Finger Brown. So alright, so that's your lineup for the visiting Chicago Cubs. Hooks Wiltse, as we said, comes into the game with a 2-1 record, 2.38 ERA, 34 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 8 walks, and 23 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .237 against. He would be 15-6 with 4 saves, although they didn't record saves back then. 15-6 with 2.47 ERA in the actual season. So Maloney steps into the box. He's hitting .248 with 9 runs batted in, 17 runs scored, 11 stolen bases, 4 doubles, and a triple. So Wiltse looks in for the sign from Bresnahan. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he'll pop one up to second. Gilbert will drift over and make the catch for out number 1. Joe Tinker, the shortstop, up now, hitting .339 with 2 homers and 16 runs batted in, 13 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, on base percentage of .373, 3 doubles and a triple. So Wiltse looks in for the sign from Bresnahan, nods his head, winds up and delivers. And he will pop one up to McGann at first. He'll drift over to his right and make the catch for out number 2. So 2 down and nobody on base for Frank Chance. Off to a great start, hitting .353 with 9 runs batted in, 19 runs scored, 9 stolen bases, on base percentage of over 50% at .509, 4 doubles and a triple. So Chance steps into the box. Is the windup and the pitch by Wiltse, and he will draw a 2-out walk.
Center fielder Jimmy Slagle.
So Jimmy Slagle comes up with a runner on first and 2 down. Slagle is hitting .226 on the season with 16 runs batted in, 19 runs scored, 5 stolen bases, on base percentage of .350, 2 doubles in it, and no triples yet. So Wiltse will take a look at the runner here. Throw over to first, and he's back safely. So gets a sign from Bresnahan. There's the windup in the pitch to Slagle. And it's going to be ball 1. And it's in there. Chase went out of the zone there. For count evens at 1. 2-1 the count. Ball downstairs. And count goes to 3-1. And that's going to be a base hit. As Chance advances to third. So runners on the corners. Chance for Evers for an RBI here. Hitting .280 with 9 runs batted in, 11 runs scored, 5 stolen bases, on base percentage .379. No extra base hits yet. And that's a ball down and in. Swing and a miss. Count evens at 1. Outside and on the black. 1-2. Count evens at 2. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. As Chance comes around the score. Slagle goes to third, and the Cubs are taking an early 1-0 lead. So a little 2-out rally for the Cubs after the first 2 were retired by Wiltse. Frank Schulte up now, .396 hitter. So hitting almost 100 points above his season average of .274, over 100 points. 6 RBIs, 18 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, on base percentage of .443 with 3 doubles and 7 triples. See what he can do here. Cincinnati and Boston are scoreless in the first, and he's going to fly out to right. But that's going to be, Brown just looks at it going to the stands. So the count 0-1. We have another score here, St. Louis and Philadelphia. Not sure if that's the American League version or the National League version, but St. Louis is ahead of Philadelphia 1-0 in the first. And that's going to be a ball, count evens at 1. Senators over the Tigers 6-0 in the top of the ninth. Well, in the ninth. Not sure if it's the top or the bottom. Count goes to 1-2. Outside paints the black with that one. So 1-2 the count. And that's going to be a dribbler. Gilbert comes into it, throws over McGann's, and that'll retire the side.
2 hits, no errors. After 1 half inning, Chicago won. New York coming to bat.
So the Cubs.
For Chicago, Mordecai, Brown. Leading off for New York, center fielder, Black, Donlin.
So a runner on first now. Chicago with a run home, 1-0 lead. And the lineup for your New York Giants is going to be Mike Donlin, the center fielder, will bat first. George Brown is the right fielder, batting second. Bresnahan, the catcher, will bat third. Dan McGann, the switch-hitting first baseman, bats cleanup. Sam Murchie is your left fielder, batting fifth. Third baseman Art Devlin will bat sixth. Bill Dowling, the shortstop, bats seventh. Billy Gilbert, the second baseman, will bat eighth. And on the mound batting ninth will be Hooks Wiltse. So Brown comes into the game, as we said before, with a 5-0 record, 1.96 ERA. 55 innings pitched, 43 hits allowed. Only 5 strikeouts and has allowed 13 walks. Opponents are only hitting .208 off of him. He would go 18-12 with a 2.17 ERA in the actual season. So Mike Donlin comes up with a .270 batting average, a homer and 15 runs batted in, 26 runs scored to lead the Giants. 3 stolen bases, on base percentage of .429, 5 doubles and 4 triples. So he'll lead it off for the Giants here in the bottom of the first. And this one's going to be hit to center. Slagle will make the catch for out number 1. George Brown, the right fielder, up now. .281 hitter with a homer and 19 runs batted in. 16 runs scored, 2 stolen bases. 4 triples, and has yet to hit a double. So this is going to be hit to right field. And that's going to be off the wall. Oh, it's going to be actually in the stands. That looked like it was a little short there. But it looked like it kicked back, hit off the top of the fence, and the umpires are ruling that one a home run, as Brown hits his second home run of the season. Just barely got out of there. So that'll tie the score at 1. So Roger Bresnahan, the catcher, up now, hitting .400 even. 40 hits and 100 at-bats. No homers and 12 runs batted in, 23 runs scored, a base percentage of .535, 5 doubles and 2 triples. So final score, the Senators defeat the Tigers 6-0. So Bresnahan will ground the third. Casey over to Chance for out number 2. That brings up the first baseman Dan McGann, hitting .298 with no homers. 30 runs batted, and I guess McGann is the leader in RBIs. Actually, I think that was runs scored for Dowling. But McGann leads the team with 30 runs batted in, 14 runs scored, 4 stolen bases, on base percentage of .421, and 4 doubles and 5 triples. So McGann comes out with 2 outs and nobody on. And he will single to left. Schulte throws it back in. Schulte. So Boston and Cleveland are scoreless in the second. American League action. So McGann on first. Let's see here. We're not going anywhere with that Kling's arm rating of 9. So Sam Murchie is up now, hitting just .218 with a homer and 11 runs batted in, 17 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, 4 doubles and 2 triples. So Brown looks in for the sign from Kling. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that will drop in there for a base hit. McGann will make his way over to third. So runners at the corners with 2 down. Brings up Art Devlin, a .268 hitter with 19 runs batted in, 16 runs scored, 4 stolen bases, 2 doubles and 3 triples. And strike 1 called. And this is going to be hit to center. But it's caught and it retires the side. So the Giants tie it up on a home run by George Brown. And after 1, we're tied at 1. Pittsburgh and Brooklyn are scoreless in the second. We'll bring you all the scores at the end of the third. So Casey leads it off for the Cubs here in the second inning. Third baseman Casey's hitting .243 with 13 runs batted in. 13 RBIs, 14 runs scored, 5 stolen bases, 4 doubles, and 2 triples. And Miss Mags has come in to say hi. Hey, Miss Mags. Being a good girl. Coming to check in on things. We might give Miss Mags another co-hostess seat right next to Mr. Brody there. See if we can fit both of them in. So, all right. So Wiltse looks in for the sign from Bresnahan. Here's the windup in the pitch. And he strikes him out. First strikeout of the day for Wiltse, 24th on the season. Brings up the catcher, Johnny Kling. Kling's hitting just 161 with 5 runs batted in. And 87 at-bats, just 1 stolen base. And has 1 double. So Kling looks in for the Wiltse looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch to Kling. That's going to be a grounded to Dahlen. Over to McGann for out number 2. Brings up the pitcher, Mordecai Brown, a .211 hitter with a homer and 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. That's 4 hits and 19 at-bats. And he's going to fly out to Brown in right, who doesn't even have to move to make the catch.
No errors. After 1.5. Chicago 1. New York 1.
So Bill Dahlen will lead it off with the score tied at 1. Dahlen's a .243 hitter, close to his season average of .242, with a homer and 21 runs batted in. 18 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, on base percentage .341, 3 doubles and 3 triples. So Dahlen will lead it off here. Here's the pitch by Brown, and that'll be a single up the middle. So Dahlen is on to lead off the second. That brings up Billy Gilbert. Gilbert's hitting .235 with 7 runs batted in. 10 runs scored. And 3 doubles. Let's see, I think Gilbert is an 8 bunter. I think we're going to have Gilbert bunt, even though the pitcher's coming up next, I believe. Yeah, we're going to have him bunt still with nobody out. Try to get that run in scoring position. So Gilbert squares around the bunt. And he takes the ball. And he drops one down in front of home. It's fielded by the catcher, I believe. Fires to Evers covering. As they have the... And Dahlen to move up to second now. So runner in scoring position for Hooks Wiltse. He's got actually hitting well this season. He's actually a good hitting pitcher. He's got 9 hits and 18 at-bats for a .500 average with a double and 3 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. So why not? .278 hitter in the actual season with 12 RBIs. So let's see if Wiltse can help his own cause here. Brown looks in for the sign from Kling. Here's a windup in the pitch. And at the knee, strike 1. And swing and a miss. 0-2 the count, so Wiltse quickly in the hole. And he's going to fly out to right and center. Dahlen back to second. So the Bean Eaters lead the Red Legs 2-1 in the second. So 2 down now for Donlin. He's 0 for 1. Trying to get that go-ahead run home from second. And it's going to be a base hit up the middle. And that will score the run. As Dahlen comes around the score, the go-ahead run. So it's 2-1 Giants now. So George Brown up now. He homered his first time up. And swing and a miss. Strike 1. Count evens at 1, high and away. And it's going to be hit to center. And that'll do it.
No errors. After 2 complete. Chicago 1. New York 2.
But the Giants go ahead on a RBI single by Donlin. I think it was Donlin. So they have a 2-1 lead going to the top of the third. It'll be top of the order Maloney, Tinker, and Chance up for the Cubs against Wiltse. Maloney's 0 for 1 in the day. And that's going to be a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And he's going to try for 3. And he's going to be in there with a triple. So Maloney starts off with a leadoff triple here. So the tying run is just 90 feet away. Tinker up now, 0 for 1 in the day. Ball 1. And let's see, I think we're going to play the infield end. Okay. And that's going to be a base hit, so that's going to score the run. And this could be another triple possibly again. And it is. So back-to-back triples ties the score. And the go-ahead run is just 90 feet away now. And we're going to play the infield in again for Chance. Chance walked his first, started a 2-out rally with a walk. Came around the score. Ball 1. Just high. And it's going to be popped up behind the plate. Bresnahan gives chase him back. And it's going to be out of play though. So 1-1 the count. So Cincinnati leads Boston now 3-2 in the second. So 1-2 the count. Count evens at 2. And that's going to be a hot shot past the John in infield. So that'll score a run. So it's Chicago takes a 3-2 lead on the single by Chance. So that'll bring up Slagle. He is 1 for 1. Infield playing back in double play depth. That's going to be a bunt. And off the first. So successful sacrifice for Slagle. Chance moves in to second with 1 down. So Evers up now. He's 1 for 1. And he's going to bunt. So I think he was bunting for a base hit there, but he bunted a little too hard as he's retired. It moves Chance over to third now with 2 down. For Schulte, he's 0 for 1. So 0-1 the count, swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. 1-2 the count. And he strikes him out.
3 hits, no errors. After 2.5. Chicago 3, New York 2.
But the Cubs score 2 and take a 3-2 lead. So that'll bring up Bresnahan, 0 for 1 in the day. And he's going to dribble one down the third base line. And Casey will get him by a step. Oh, no, he's going to be safe, actually. I thought he was going to be out, but Bresnahan beats it out for a hustle single there. So Gann up now. He's 1 for 1. And hit away. Ball 1, curveball low. 1-1 the count. Low and outside, 2-1. Make that 3-1 high and tight. And he'll pop it up. Third baseman ranges over to his left. And Casey makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Sam Mertes. Singled his first time up. Ball 1. And that's going to be a single. Bresnahan stops at second, so runners on first and second with 1 down for Art Devlin, who's 0 for 1. Ball 1, high and away. 1-1 the count. 2-1 the count. And, ooh, it's going to be a hot shot to the shortstop, and that's going to be an error on Tinker. So an rare error on the short-handed Tinker. And that'll load the bases. That could have been a Tinker's to Evers the chance there, but Tinker is unable to come up with it. So bases loaded, 1 down for Dahlen, 1 for 1. And it'll be a foul ball down the left field line. Hey, Mr. Brody. What's up, Mr. Brode? What you doing? Why are you looking over there? Camera's over here. Hey? Alrighty. So 0-1 the count. Cincinnati's ahead of Boston now 5-2 in the second. And that's a ball, 1-1. And he's going to pop this one up. This won't do it. He'll pop up to Casey. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So it'll take a base hit by Gilbert, or at least a walk of some kind. A walk, a base hit, or a hit batter, or something. Pass ball to get a run home, or a wild pitch. Let's see what happens here. So Brown looks in for the sign from Kling. Here's the windup in the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Just over the second baseman. 2 runs are going to come in. Devlin moves in the third. And the Giants retake the lead with 2 runs in here and a 2-run single by Gilbert. And they lead it now 4-3. So Wiltse up now. See if he can continue to help. See if he can help his own cause here. And that's going to be Tinkers to Ever.
3 hits, 1 error.
Tinkers to Evers.
Chicago 3, New York 4.
Tinker to Evers. And to retire the side. But Giants score 2 and take a 4-3 lead going to the 4th. So Wiltse on the hill, back with the lead now. Casey will lead it off. He's 0-for-1 on the day. And that's going to be... Oh, a web gem by Dahlen. Makes a great diving play. Gets up and guns him down at first. So saved the base hit there. So excellent play by Dahlen. So that'll bring up the catcher Kling. He's 0-for-1. And that's going to be a fly out to right. Brown drifts over to his left and back a little bit and makes the catch for out number 2. So that brings up the pitcher Brown. 0-for-1 on the day. And that'll be a base hit right up the middle. So Brown has himself a hit. So 2-out single for Mordecai Brown. Not a threat to steal. So Maloney up now, 1-for-2. And it'll be a foul ball on the right field line. And the White Sox lead the A's 2-1. 2-0 in the first. So the St. Louis game, Philadelphia must be between. I mean, in Philadelphia must be between the Cardinals and the Phillies. So alright, so 0-1 the count to Maloney. Here's the windup in the pitch by Wiltse. And it's going to be a slow roll at a second. Gilbert comes in, throws over him again for out number 3.
2 runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 3.5, Chicago 3, New York 4.
So after 3.5, the Giants still have a 1-run lead. So Donlin up now. He's 1-for-2. And that'll be a base hit. The second hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And he'll be in there with a triple. So already 3 triples in the game. 2 by the Cubs and now 1 by the Giants. So runner on third with nobody out for Brown, who homered his first time up. See if he can get in the run. Just catches the outside corner, strike 1. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. A great play by the right fielder. And 59. No, we're not going to try it. 59% chance. So Maloney makes a great play. Donlin has the hold. A little too shallow the chance of that one. Only 59% chance to get him in. So 1 down now and run on third for Bresnahan. He's 1-for-2. And it's a ball 1, just a bit outside. 2-0 the count. Pittsburgh and Brooklyn are still scoreless in the 4th. And we did not check our scoreboard, so let's check our scoreboard real quick. So only final of the day so far is the Senators beat the Tigers 6-0. Wolfie 1-4 against Killian 6-2. Not sure if those were the winners or not. I imagine probably this Wolfie did get the win. He's probably now 2-4. Killian probably get the loss here, 6-3. Boston and Cleveland, American League action. Pilgrims and the Naps are tied at 1. Winter battling Joss. Philadelphia Phillies lead the St. Louis Cardinals 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. McFarland pitching for the Cardinals and Sparks for the Phillies. Pittsburgh and Brooklyn scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. Case for Pittsburgh and Eason for Brooklyn. Cincinnati leads Boston 6-2. The Bean Eaters. Seymour has a home run for Cincinnati, his 3rd. Check pitching for Cincinnati. Frazier for Boston, top of the 3rd. The Highlanders lead the Browns 2-0. Orth on the mound for the Highlanders, and Howell on the mound for the Browns. And the White Sox lead the Athletics 3-0. Bender pitching for the Athletics, and Alt-Rock for the Cowboys. For the White Sox. Got football on the mind. Being a Sunday. Alright, so Bresnahan steps to the plate now. Still in the box with a 2-1 count. Donlin at 3rd with a 1 down, trying to get the run home. Brown in with the pitch, and count the 2-1 now. And that's going to get in there behind. Poor play by the... Looks like it was closer to Evers, but I guess they're going to rule it a poor play by Chance. Couldn't make the play on that one, so Donlin will come in to score, and Bresnahan has himself an RBI. And it's now a 5-3 lead, 2-run lead for the Giants. So Bresnahan on with the 1 out, and McGann up. He's 1 for 2. And he'll lace a base hit to left. So the Giants are starting to figure Brown out now. Well, actually, they've been figuring him out the whole game as they scored at least a run in every inning. So Sam Merte's up now, 2 for 2. Ball 1. And that's going to be a pop-up to short. Tinker should have it, and he does for out number 2. So to bring up Art Devlin, who's 0 for 2. And a great play by the third baseman, Casey. Fires over to first.
1 run.
And that'll do it.
No errors.
So that saved at least a run there.
Chicago 3, New York 5.
But the Giants add 1, and after 4 full, lead at 5-3. So Tinker will lead it off. He's 1 for 2 against Wiltse. And that'll be a grounder to Gilbert. He'll throw over to McGann for out number 1. So Frank Chance up now, 1 for 1. And he'll get one through the hole there. That's between second and first. So 1 out base runner. The tying run comes up in the form of Slagle. He lined a single to right center his first time and sacrificed his last time up. And low and way outside, ball 1. 2-0 the count. And that's going to be a base hit to left. Poor play this time by Dowland. So he's made a great web gem, and he's made a poor play. So runs on first and second with a 1 down for Evers. He singled his first time up. RBI single. And he sacrificed his last time up. And it's ball 1, high and way outside. 2-0 the count, so Wiltse a little bit wild this inning. Let's try a little aggressive here. And that's going to be a foul ball down the first baseline. 2-1. And it'll be in there. That'll be ball 3. And he'll draw a walk to load the bases. So the bases are loaded now with 1 down for Schulte. He's 0 for 2. So I think we're going to play the infield end. Bresnahan, Wiltse, and Dowland go up and start talking. Gilbert joined the group. find out, make sure everybody's on the right page. Everybody goes back to their position. So here's the windup in the pitch by Wiltse. And it's going to be a roller to second. We're going to go for the double play. Just only get a 10% chance. So let's try a double play here. So down with the ball. Oh, I didn't mean to go home. I did not mean to go home there. But I did. Ugh. Oh well. Let's bring the infield in again. Still a 1-run lead. Hopefully we can still turn 2. That could have been 2 there. Looks like it was hit kind of slowly, so possibly not, but we'll see. Never know now. Ball 1. And foul back out of play. Count evens at 1. 2-1 the count. 3-1. Gotta go aggressive here. And he's gonna walk in the tying run now. So let's score tied at 5 now for Kling. Definitely gotta bring the infield in now. Catcher running. Actually, you know what? We'll play back for a double play. The catcher running. Catcher batting. And it's gonna be a strike, so 0-2 the count. And that'll be a base hit to right. The Giants self-destructing here. Another run in, and they take a 6-5 lead. Got to bring the infield in now. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go get somebody up in the pen here. Let's get Elliott. Start warming him up. All right. So Wiltse looks in for the sign from Bresnahan. Infield playing in. Ball 1. 2-0 the count. And it's going to be a fly ball to right. And it's going to be back out of play. So 2-1. Count evens at 2. Full count now. And that's going to be a pop-up down the left field line. Drifting over. And then it'll be out of play. Devlin gives chase. And that'd be popped up behind the plate. Bresnahan looks it go back into the stands. So Brown hanging tough here. He's going to pop this one up. This looks like he's got a chance at this one. No, that'll go back out of play. And he keeps popping them up back there. They keep going back out of play, and this one's no different. So Brown hanging tough against Wiltse. And this time it's going to pop up to center. No, it's actually the second. So Dallin makes the catch for out number 2. So the infield can play back now. So Maloney up now, 1 for 3 on the day. In there for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Wiltse up to 107 pitches. In there for strike 2, 1-2. 1 strike from getting out of the inning. And it's going to be grounded to Dallin, over to McGann.
3 runs,
and the end.
3 hits, no errors. After 4.5. Chicago 6, New York 5.
So Gilbert, attempting to, should have gone for the double play, threw it home. And was unable to get the runner, only 10% chance of getting the runner. He really had no chance at that. Not sure if he would have got the double play, but would have at least probably got 1 anyway. So, but as it was, 3 runs come in. And it's a 6-5 Chicago lead now. Still plenty of time left as we're only halfway through. So Dallin will lead it off. 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll line up the Tinker. Makes a great leaping catch for out number 1. So he atones for his error there by making a great catch there. So Gilbert up now. He's 1 for 1. Sacrificed in the second and singled. And it had a 2-run single in the third. So let's see if he can see what he can do here with 1 down. And he'll line a base hit up the middle. So 1 out single for Gilbert. Wiltse up now. Normally we would, I think we're going to let him hit here. Ball 1. inside. And right fielder Maloney comes in, makes a great diving catch there for out number 2. So the Cubs defense is helping them out this inning. So Gilbert up now with 2 down, and Donlin up now 2 for 3 with a runner on first and 2 down. He's 2 for 3 on the day. And he'll pop one up behind the plate. This one's going to go out of play, and as Kling gives chase, but it's in the stands. Count even at 1. 1 and 2 the count on Donlin. And that's going to go to third. Casey's up with it over to Chance, and that'll do it. So after 5 full, it's the Cubs 6 and the Giants 5. So Tinker will lead it off for the Cubs. 1 for 3 on the day. And he strikes him out for out number 1. And it'll be a ground ball to second. We're going to sit Elliott down for now. I'd rather not use him if we don't have to. Although he's up to 117 pitches. Wiltse up now. Slagle up now. 2 for 2 on the day. And he'll draw a walk. So 2 outs and a runner on first now for Evers. 1 for 1. Ball 1. 2-0 the count. In there. Foul ball. Strike 1. And swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count even at 2. And that's going to be a base hit. As Donlin throws it back in. So runners at the corners. Let's see. I think we're going to go. He's getting close to his usage, though. So I think we're going to see if we can warm up somebody else. I guess we can warm up Taylor. Use him as sort of a reliever. Okay. Alright, so Taylor gets ready to warm me up in the bullpen. So Schultze 0 for 3 on the day. Runners at the corners with 2 down. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. So the Cubs add to their lead. Go to the mound here and check on him. Strong, alright. See if we can get that last batter out here. Runners at the corners for Casey now 0 for 2. Wiltse trying to get that last out. Oh, and he's going to hit him to load the bases. Oh, boy. Alright, so we got to take him out now. So Taylor is ready. Taylor will come in to pitch.
Pitching for New York. Dummy, Taylor.
So Taylor comes in with a 3-1 record, 2.68 ERA, 40 innings pitched, 34 hits, 2 runs, home runs allowed, 7 walks, and 11 Ks. Opponents hitting 227 off of him. Kling up now with the bases loaded. Already 1 run in. In there. Just below the belt. Strike 1. Count evens at 1. 2-1 the count. And that's going to be a line out to Devlin.
After 5.5. Chicago 7. New York 5.
1 run comes in, and Cub lead is now 7-5. So George Brown will lead it off. He's 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Back in the bottom of the first to tie the game at the time. So Brown against Brown. Brown looks into the sign from Kling. Here's the windup in the pitch. And this one's going to be hit a long way. But Maloney's there to make the catch for out number 1. Got good wood on it, just not enough. So the Naps lead the Pilgrims 4-3 in the 6th. American League action. So Bresnahan up now, having a good day, 2 for 3 on the day. And he'll get his 3rd hit. So Bresnahan continues to hit the ball well. So to bring up the tying run, and McGann, he's 2 for 3. Ball 1 outside. 2-0 the count. In there. Strike 1 called. Curveball. 3-1 the count. And that's going to be hit to center. Slagle will run to his right and make the catch for out number 2. Bresnahan heads back to first. So Merte is up now, 2 for 3. Ball 1. And that's going to be a base hit to left. Bresnahan was off on the pitch with 2 down. So runners at the corners with 2 down for Devlin, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Representing the go-ahead run. So Boston's pull ahead of Cleveland now, 5-4 in the 6th. Ball 1 down. Count evens at 1, 1-1. 2-1 the count. 3-1. And that's going to be hit well to right.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors.
What?
Played 6
It's caught, 10 the inning.
Chicago 7, New York 5.
The Giants threaten but do not score. So I'm 3-finger Brown up now. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Taylor back out there again. Trying to keep this a 2-run lead, and that's going to be a base hit. So the pitcher's on with a leadoff single. Maloney up now, 1 for 4. Foul back out of play, strike 1. Quickly in the hole, 0-2. 1-2. Count evens at 2. He's worked himself a full count now. Hey, Miss Mags. Yeah, I know, huh? We're playing some baseball. You being a good girl? Alright, full count now. And the Highlanders are all over the Browns, 8-0 in the 4th. It's a 3-2 to Maloney now. And that'll be a base hit. So first 2 runners on for the Cubs here in the 7th. Brings up Tinker. He's 1 for 4 in the day. And that's going to be a bunt. So Tinker sacrifices. Runners move up. Brown to 3rd and Maloney to 2nd. So a base hit would potentially score 2. His chances up now. He's 2 for 3 in the day. And we've got to pull that infield in. Can't let it afford to get behind anymore. So outside half of the plate, strike 1. Count evens at 1. 2-1 the count. In there for strike 2. Swing and a miss. Count evens at 2. Full count now. And this will be a fly ball to left. And that'll be out of play. So the count remains full. And that's going to be a base hit past McGann. 2 runs come in, and it's a 9-5 game now. So the Giants are self-destructing here in the last 3 innings. So Slagle up now, 2 for 2 on the day. Chance with a 2-run single. And next could be 2. Dowling over to, Gilbert over to Dowling, over to McGann.
No errors. After 6.5. Chicago 9, New York 5.
So it's now a 4-run Cub lead, so the Giants have their work cut out for them against Brown. So up to 95 pitches now. So Dowling leads it off, 1 for 3. And that's going to be a fly out to Schulte in left. Makes the catch easily for out number 1. Gilbert now 2 for 2 on the day. And he'll draw a walk. So a 1-out walk for Gilbert.
Dummy, Taylor.
Don't really have a lot of pitching chances here, so I'm going to let him hit away, even though he's a 154 hitter. And he'll pop one up behind the plate. Kling will make the catch for out number 2. So Donlin up now 2 for 4 on the day. Oh, and he makes a great play on the mound there. Definitely robbed a single on that one.
Chicago 9, New York 5.
Score remains 9-5. So Taylor back out there. Evers up 2 for 2 on the day. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. So lots of hits today. That's their 15th hit for the Cubs. Giants have 14. So Schulte up now 1 for 4 on the day. Ball 1. 2-0. So Taylor does not seem to have really good stuff today. That's going to be a bunt. Evers move up to second. So Casey up now 0 for 2. Strike 1, swing and a miss. 1-1. 2-1. Count goes to 3-1. And there for a strike, so full count now. And that's going to be hit to center. Donlin Billy has to move on that one. Throws it into Gilbert for out number 2. So it'll bring up Kling, who's 1 for 4. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. And that's going to be hit to third.
No runs.
And they'll do it.
No errors. After 7.5. Chicago 9, New York 5.
So still a 4-1 lead for the Cubs as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Brown leads it up, 1 for 4. And he's got his second hit of the day, so a leadoff single. So a good start to the bottom of the 8th. Brings up the red-hot Bresnahan, 3 for 4 on the day. Foul back out of play, strike 1. 0-2, swung on a bad one pitch that time. 1-2 the count. And that's going to probably be 2. Casey over to... So it's Casey to Evers to Chance. So, base is empty now for McGann, who's 2 for 4. And he's going to pop one up to second. Evers makes the catch for out number 3.
We played 8 complete. Chicago 9, New York 5.
So after 8 full, the Giants trail by 4. So that'll be... Brown's going to hit for himself, it looks like. Looks like they're going to let him pitch for the complete game here. So Brown, Maloney, and Tinker, if anybody gets on Chance for the Cubs. Strike 1. Brown's 2 for 4 on the day. 0-2 the count. Oh, it's going to be an error on Gilbert. Gilbert cannot handle that hot shot. So an E4 on that one. First error of the day for the Giants. So Maloney 2 for 5 with a runner on first. Ball 1. 2-0 the count. And that's going to be a line into Gilbert. And he doubles him up. So Gilbert atones for that error by doubling up the runner. So 2 down with the bases loaded for Tinker. 1 for 4 on the day. Ball 1. 2-0 the count. 2-1 the count. There's going to be a fly ball to left, and that's going to go out of play as Mertes gives chase. So 2-2 the count for Tinker. And he'll pop one up behind the plate, and this one looks like it's going to go back out of play as Bresnahan gives chase. And again, he pops it behind the plate. It looks like it's out of play. So St. Louis is making a game of it. The Browns are, as the Highlanders now lead 8-5 over. It was 8-0, I believe, at one point in the 6th. So the Browns are making a comeback. And this one's going to be a fly ball to left. Mertes runs to his left and makes the catch.
After 8.5. Chicago 9, New York 5.
So the Giants need 4 to tie. Brown out to try to close it out, up to 114 pitches. Mertes with 3 hits on the day will lead it off. Foul ball, strike 1. 1-1 the count. 2-1 the count. 3-1 the count. They need base runners, so we're going to take one here. In there for a strike, so full count. And this one's going to be a fly ball to left, as Slagle goes a long way but makes the catch for out number 1. We've got a pinch hit for Devlin here. He hasn't had much luck against. Let's see. I think we're going to bring in Sammy Strang to pinch hit.
Pinch hitting for New York, Sammy.
I'm not sure if he can play third, but we'll worry about that afterward. So Sammy Strang, if we get to that point. Up now. 360 hitter on the season, 9 hits and 25 at-bats. Double, triple, and a home run with 10 RBIs and 8 runs scored. On base percentage at .529. So hopefully we can get on here. Ball 1. 2-0 the count. 3-0 the count. He'll be taking all the way here. And he'll draw a 4-pitch walk. So Strang is on board with 1 down for Dahlin. And that's going to be hit back to Brown. He goes over to first to get the shore out. Strang move on to scoring position. So Gilbert up now, 2 for 2 on the day. 2 down now, so the Giants are down to their last out. And this will do it. As Casey goes over to Chance, and that'll end the game. As the Cubs beat the Giants 9-5 to take 3 out of 4 in the series, and now they have a 3-game lead.
The final score from Polo Browns: Chicago 9, New York 5. Mordecai Brown is the winner. He is now 6-0 on the season. Hooks Wiltse is the loser. He is now 2-2. George Brown hit home run number 2 on the season. Time of the game: 2 hours, 26 minutes.
So not often you see a complete game 15 hitter, but that's what you saw today. As Brown gets the complete game win. 5 runs allowed, 15 hits. Chance with the MVP. Let's check the box score. So Mordecai Brown goes to 6-0. 9 innings pitched, 15 hits allowed. Only 3 of the runs were earned though. So 126 pitches, 1 homer allowed to Brown. ERA 2.11. So Wiltse gets the loss, 2-2 now. 5 2/3 innings, 11 hits allowed, 7 runs, all of them earned. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. So while it didn't, could have turned the tide the other way if the Gilbert would have tried for the double play and they would have turned it. That could have changed the whole complexion of the game, as that gave the Cubs the lead there. They scored 3 big runs there in the 5th and kind of shift the momentum back to them. So let's check out. Looks like most of the starters for both teams had hits. So just might as well go through each batter here. Maloney for the Cubs, the right fielder, was 2 for 6 with 2 runs scored. Tinker was 1 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. Chance, the MVP, 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs, a walk. Slagle was 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Evers was 3 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI, also a walk. Schulte in left field was 1 for 4 with a couple RBIs. Casey was 0 for 3 but did have an RBI and a walk. Kling the catcher, 1 for 5 with an RBI. And Brown the pitcher helped himself out, was 2 for 5 with a run scored. So for the New York Giants, 2 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. Brown the same thing, 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. He hit a home run. Solo shot to get in the bottom of the 1st. Bresnahan the catcher was 3 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. McGann 2 for 5. Mertes 3 for 5 with a run scored. Devlin was hitless in 4 at-bats. Strang came on to pinch hit and walked. Dahlin, the shortstop, 1 for 5 with a run scored. Gilbert 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs and a walk. And Wiltse was 0 for 3. So that'll do it. That is your summary there. Let's take a look at the recap here. So there's your recap. So Wiltse pitched poorly, 5 2/3 innings, took the loss, that's for sure. Mordecai Bryant picked up the win, 6-0 in the season. And there's your scoring right here. And again, this pivotal thing in the third here, no, in the fifth. Right here, sent 9 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs. That could have changed if Gilbert would have gone to second to get the double play. Instead, I made a misclick on that one, and there's no redo button. It'd be nice if there was a redo button in the game. That would be nice. But anyway, that is it. So, I don't think there is a. Yeah, there's no redo that I know of. Not in this game. There is an inside pitch, and maybe a couple other games, but I'm pretty sure in this one, and Stratomatic does, but I don't think this one does. I remember right. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. All right, so let's take a look at the standings here. So Chicago Cubs improved to 24-7. Philadelphia falls to 20. Giants fall to 20-9. Now tied with the Philadelphia. So that is it. So thank you for joining me. It's me, Eric from High Ground Gaming, and we will see you in the next replay of the New York Giants. Let's just see quickly who they're playing. They're going to start a series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are right on their heels with a 16-15 record. Well, not right on their heels, but pretty close. 16-15. So, all right. So thank you for joining me. Signing off, Mr. Brody and Miss Mags and Eric from High Ground Gaming. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye.